This is Lee with 82 Game of 12 here on YouTube channel Sons of Liberty 75, and I'm back with another video of Eylau 1807, and I'm showing you Althoff, and this is where the Stock and the Prussians are going to be coming right down this road. That's this hour, the 1 o'clock hour. We've got that going on, and so we're going to be jumping right into this. Not going to spend too much time discussing much, but we do have the Battles of Napoleon Volume 1, and this was designed by Uwe Walentin and produced by Sound of Drums. We develop and publish thrilling historic board games, so check them out at soundoffdrumsgames.com. And then the dice I'm using were made by Chessex specifically for this game. You can find out more information about Chessex at chessex.com. They have more than just dice. Okay. So I rolled the weather for this 1 o'clock turn, and we've got snow again. So I guess I need to put my reminder back up there, which means the line of sight is restricted to 4 hexes. The Army commanders lose 2 command points to determine the number of activation cubes. And each army loses 2 of their activation cubes. So I didn't move either army commander. Bennigsen and Napoleon both stayed. I didn't move any of the corps commanders, but I did make a few changes in orders. And one of those changes was getting the guard prepared to attack, and also to move. So they've already got 1 cube. They just need another cube, and then I can activate them. So they've got an order to attack. We've got some units that are some enemy units that are moving too close to Eylau. So, and we've also got reports that the Prussians could be arriving at any time. So there's some weakness over here on the French left flank. And let's see here. I believe I changed. Let's see. What did I do with? Well, I think they were already had hold and regroup. So I think that was the only thing that I changed. First Division, no, they still had, I think they had a hold order. I think that was it. Now with the Russians, we have, of course, we have move orders here. Bennigsen used one of his, he's got 4 command points. The white number in the yellow box there, but due to the snow, he only has 2 this hour. So he used 1, which this is within 12, to Golitzin's reserve cavalry to move. He wants them to move to a better position. And then the right wing artillery here was given a defend order. So they had a move order, now they're in defense, which helps them when they're being assaulted. Tukov attempted, let's see, what did he do? Okay, so he went to a hold order. Tukov did. I tried to make some other changes with the 7th Division Dr. off, but he failed his initiative, which is the white number in a red box, trying to change his order. He failed. And second, I tried to change his order, which his order is, let's see, attack. I wanted to give him like a hold and try to rally some strength points back, but he failed. So everyone else has the same orders. Those were the only ones. So if you want to know, excuse me, want to know more about changing orders and so forth, then I suggest that you go check out my 3rd video. All right, so we got our snow up there now. I'm not putting the cotton back out. Then I made the changes to the orders over here. Then I added up the army fatigue points, and the Russians lost 18 fatigue points with their orders, and the French lost 17. So we've still got a pretty good close comparison between the army fatigue points with the two armies. I think it looks like, well, it's really close. If you were to count them up, this here is going to equal 20 just by itself. So that's two black blocks there. So it's like a 1 or 2 cube difference on that. And then with the initiative, the Russians have 33 points and the French have 32. So the Russians are going to have the initiative. And then I counted up the activation cubes for each side. The French, both armies rolled a 4. I've still got the dice here showing the 2 4s. And for this turn, the first, 1 o'clock turn, the French get 6, okay, toward their activation cubes. And if I look at Napoleon here, he has his leadership bonus is a 4. That's the white number in the purple circle. So 6 plus 4 is 10, and then I rolled a 4, so that's 14. But because it's snowing, I have to subtract 2. So they ended up with 12 in the cup. And then Bennington, he's up here, he's got 2, that white number in a purple circle. 2, okay, and we add 5 right here, 5R, that's for the Russians, and so that's 7, and I rolled a 4, that's 11, minus 2 for the snow, and they have 9. So they're going to start off with the 1 of their activation cubes because they have the initiative, so they started. And that means they only have 8 in the cup. So they're going to have 8 in the cup. The French have 12 in the cup. And then we have the 2 red cubes. All right, so this cube here is going to be used in bringing in Lestock and his Prussian soldiers. And of course, they're going to be coming in right over here at Althoff, right down that road. Now, the only units that benefit from the road movement are going to be the artillery and leaders. No one else does. So And according to the rules, I'm just going to go over here and get them. Strategic movement, they get 1.5 times their movement. So well, I guess maybe it's only artillery that gets the bonus. Use of the road. And it only cost them half, 0.5. So the Prussian Corps, 16 units with Lestock, they enter at 1 p.m. via the road that leads through Althoff from the north map edge. So via the road, which means they've got to come, I guess, up the road there. Via the road. Let me look what it says about reinforcements. Okay, formations that enter the map are under strategic movement order. Players must spend an AC for arriving reinforcements, so they don't come on automatically. Reinforcements arrive on the designated map edge or hexes, and they pay the terrain cost to enter those hexes. They must observe the stacking requirements. Reinforcements enter the map with their full movement allowance. If multiple stacks enter on the same hex, the second stack pays +1, the third +2, and so forth. So now it says they enter via the road. So I'm going to want to enter the ones that have the most movement potential to start with. Okay, so we've got this cavalry unit. I think we might get a better view if I come around here and show them coming up the road this way. So let me pull back. There we go. All right. And I could probably, there we go. A little bit better light there. All right, so we've got some Lancers coming in. So now this is the only way that cavalry or artillery can enter village hexes is by road. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one has a movement of 9. So that's going to be 1.5, and you round down. You don't get to round up. So half is 4.5. So it's going to be 4. So that's going to be 13. They can move 13 hexes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Of course, you got that slope there. 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. And I've got another unit here, a couple of cavalry units here. 3 of them. These are dragoons. So here, when I put this one down, it has to start with 2. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and it's got 7. So half of 7 is 3.5. So it's going to move a total of 10. 6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And of course, the next one has the exact same movement potential, so it's just going to be right there behind it. Okay. And then I have some, I've got a couple of other infantry units. A couple of other dragoons. So there they are. And now I'm not going to be able, I don't believe I'm going to be able to bring in. Okay. So, well, I don't know. Let's see. This unit here, let's see. The infantry now are going to be in column, of course. So they've got a 6, which means they're going to have a movement potential of 9. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So this would be 6, 7, 8, 9. Right there. And then the others next stack, same thing. So but I do have this artillery, horse artillery, that I'd really rather have in here. So I'm going to put them there instead, and have these guys back up 1. So basically we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So this is 6, 7, 8, 9. And then just the rest of the troops as they're coming in are going to be coming in like so. So I'm going to have some that have not entered yet. And so I'm going to have to remember that they're there. And of course I want to put my leader in here. The stock. So there he is. Alright, so that shows you where they're at. And then what's going on with the rest of the battle there. So they're in strategic order. Strategic movement. Which means they can't get closer than 5 hexes. So, of course, if I mark that, okay, then we're going to know a little bit about how close they can get. So they use these orange blocks again, just to measure. Okay, so this is the unit probably closest to them. If I go with this guy, we've got 1, 2, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be there. This guy here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He goes all the way out to there. See, so okay. This guy here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like that. So that tells us where the Prussians can reach in their present order. Okay, and I'll leave that there. Okay, so I need to put that, what do I do with that green? What do I do with that green block? Oh, I already put it over there. Okay, so I put it over there to mark the first activation for Lestock. All right, so now just a reminder, these are here just to weight down my plexiglass that I'm going to probably end up throwing away. I know what I did. That snow marker paper, I didn't have it there because it creates a glare. So I'm actually going to move it down here, which it's not going to put a glare on where we're at. Okay, so I moved it down there. It creates a glare still, but it's not creating a glare where we're actually looking at, you know. So, all right, so let's draw the next cube. And this one is a French cube. So okay, so I could activate the guard, and one of the things I want to do is I want to put some of the guard infantry units in Eylau there, and then I think move the rest of them over to help stop the Prussians coming in. So I think I'm going to have to give Bessieres another activation cube. He's already got one from a previous turn. And then I can give him another, and that activates him. You know, the whole order system and the activation cubes and the mechanics of all of that really makes this game stand out, in my opinion. It creates a lot of tension and chaos in the play. So you don't know if your opponent is going to get maybe 3 cubes in a row, then the fire cube, and then they could possibly get, I guess, 3 more cubes in a row. That's my understanding of the no more than 3 cubes in a row of one color. So do I want to activate them yet, or do I want to maybe shore up something else, or maybe activate somebody to strike before they strike me? Oh, I think I want to activate, yeah. I might activate Milad here, and the 3rd Dragoons. I've got this regiment over here that if a red cube is going to be drawn, they're going to be blasted. But he's beyond command range. So in order for him to move, he's got to move back toward Milhad, unless I move him over here. And I think it's is not so easy to do because of these squares. When I move adjacent, I've got to stop. That's my understanding. My understanding is you're not allowed to continue to move when you move adjacent. Even Calvary. And that's a really positive thing about not having a rule book that's lengthy and complicated and just covers every single little detail. Is that if you have a more simplified rule book, you can modify or bend the rules a little bit to your style of play or what you believe. You know, when there's something that's not specifically directed, you can just say, okay, this is what I believe the rules are implying, and that's where I'm going. That's what I'm going to do, and I don't find anything wrong with that. I know that the Viva la Empress series by Didier Roy is similar in that, but some of that is because of the language barrier. I know that Didier is French, and so his natural language is French. So there's some things that are lost when you're translating from, say, French into English, and but it's just the way that the rules are written that you can read them and then interpret them as you see it. And I actually like that. I don't necessarily have to have, okay, every single thing that could possibly pop up be covered. You know, that's pretty difficult to do, especially in the first volume of a game system. You know, during playtesting, you know, not everything happens, you know, that might say, okay, what about this? You know, I do a lot of questioning, but like I said, some of that has to do with my own mindset and the fact that I've got all of these games systems, other systems in my head, you know, floating around, and so sometimes when I come across something, you know, I've got that in my mind, and so I'm trying to like analyze, you know, and I've got that, I'm thinking on that, but I've got to focus on the rules of this system and just look at it without any other rule coming in and interfering. And so sometimes I just got to work it out. And so, you know, there's some things that I like, hey, I don't know about this or this, but it's like, it's nothing serious, and all it is okay, I interpret it this way, and that's how I'm playing it. And if it's, you know, changed in the living rules, then hey, I know, hey, you know, I was not playing it the way the rules wanted. But does that ruin my gameplay? No, of course not. You know, if you've played enough games, okay, then you understand rules, and sometimes you come across stuff that, oh, it's not, you know, you know, explained in detail. Okay. I don't want a 60-page rule book, that I've got to read through, and it's got all these little details about this, details about that. I'd rather have it this way. This is a lot, in my opinion, much more fun. Okay, because you're not having to dive into that rule book all the time, and I get to make decisions about what I think should happen using the rules as my guide. And if there's something not specifically nailed in there, then hey, I make a decision and we move on. And if you're playing face to face, you discuss that and say, okay, should it be this way? Should we play it this way, that way? And you just play. So I've already made some probably some errors in how I interpret the rules, and that's okay. We make mistakes, or it's not the end of the world, or it's not going to decide who actually won this battle. But I don't want to create my own whole new rule system. I want to follow the rules to the best that I understand them. So, all right. So I'm trying to think about, well, I've got so many decisions to make, and this is where if you're playing against someone, you're just focused on your side, and you can kind of plan, maybe write out some things that, hey, this is what I want to do when I activate my units. And things will go a lot faster. My games go slow because one thing, I get to start talking. Another thing is I'm having to analyze on both sides, and I'm not trying to take what the other side does and say, okay, I know what they're doing. No, I don't know what they're doing. Okay, I might get reports of this or that, but I try to just play each side without using the information that I've already used on the other side to influence what I'm doing on this side. So, okay, so I've got to think, okay, I'm fixing to get pounded, I think, over here on my left, especially with the Prussians coming in, which I can't actually see them, but possibly hear them, and possibly have received, riders coming in saying, hey, Ney was not able to contain them. The Prussians are coming down that road to the north, and they're going to be into your flank. Heads up, so forth. So I think I'm gonna hold off, and I need to move or do something here with Milhaud's division, his cavalry regiments, which is the 3rd Division. Okay, so the 3rd Division has attack orders, and the thing is with these, like I said, with these, if I'm going to ride by, okay, these squares, then I'm kind of limited in what my movement, because when you enter a hex adjacent to an enemy, you have to stop. So, but I can charge this unit. So I'm actually moving this unit here, which then gives these other units that are close by an opportunity to go to square if they want. Now these guys here are going to need to go to square. There's 3, 4, 5. So there's a total of 5 there, and they're going to have to roll, okay, for square, or at least tempt. All right, so if we look to square roll, the cavalry is 2 X's away. That's -2. There's not a leader there. Let's see, I don't think those guys are elite. No, they're not elite. and they're not green. So it's going to be -2. And looks like they succeed on the die roll of 8 or more. 3. All right, so they did not succeed, which means they are going to lose a step and just stay where they're at. It's almost like we'll just stay in square. I mean, stay in what you're in, you know. But they're going to get forced to retreat. Okay, and then here with Sakin. Okay, he can attempt. And he's got the same roll here. Let's see what he's got. He's got 4. He's got at least 4. So that's going to be a +1, which means now it's just a -1. 7 is not enough. That's a -1 becomes a 6. So they lose a step. They barely have enough, but I don't know if they can see, because this is closer to them than it is to them. So the target is on a lower level. So it says if it's closer to the target, but it's equal distance, so I guess they can see. So they will attempt to form square. And of course, they're going to have a, let's see, 1, 2, 3. So they're 3 hexes away. So that means it's only -1, and they're not elite. So it's -1. And we got a 9 becomes an 8, which I think they can, that's yeah, 8 or more. So they are able to go to square. So this unit here can go to square, and he just barely can go to square. So he's going to have a -1 because he's 3 hexes away. No, he failed. Okay, so he's going to be sitting at 4. All right. So those others can't see. All right, so I'm still using this guy. Yeah, he can go right through this guy. So those guys are also in command. The only one that's not in command is this guy. So this guy here is going to move to here and attack, charge this unit. But since he left this hex, which was in this unit's one of its front hexes, they get to fire. They have a strength of 2, -1 because of snow. 8 -1, 7's not enough. Okay. All right, and then moving this unit. And I don't believe they can keep trying. So, has 1 chance per activated cavalry unit to try to form a square. So, of course, they could try again, but of course they're going to lose. They're going to lose strength points. Okay, this unit only has. Let's see. Well, they've got 8 there. They might be able to. Okay, this guy charging, so they could try again. They could end up being not having anything really. Okay, so now we've got this unit. I'm just marking them with a different color. So they're going to try again with Sack in there, where they get to use his leadership rating of 1. So he's what? 2 X's away, that's -2, +1, so it's going to be a -1. Rolled an 11, so they do get to go to square. So let's put that under second. All right. So this unit here, guess he's just going to move right there. He'll have to stop. We're not charging anyone. These 2 guys here, of course, what we want to do with this one, we want to charge those, this one here, here, let's charge these guns. So we're going to go, so 1, 2, 3. Thing is, he's got to stop. If I go over there, I've got to stop. If I go here, I've got to stop. I don't want to go, I don't want to hit those guys head on. That's disastrous. So I guess he's just going to charge right here. He's going to charge into that. So actually, when, let's see, this guy, how many does he got? No, he can't change anyways. He doesn't have enough. This guy's only got 1 strength point left. All right, and then this Dragoon. Where do we want to go? Oh, I got to also count going in here. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to move into there. Let's see. Six strength points. I don't think he would survive if I attack those guys head on. Well, they're not heavy, so he doesn't get that +1. But that's 6 strength times 4. That's 24. It could split that up 12 and 12. And so let me mark these guys that I haven't moved because I've got to stop. I got let's see how to move this guy. So I've got to stop a second and take care of something that just popped up on my phone. So this video, of course, is going to be cut short. We're right in the middle of activating the 3rd Dragoon under Milad, and we'll get back to this shortly after I take care of this other business. So sorry I cut this right here like this, but don't forget to go check out the other products that Sound of Drums have. Go look at their site there. They've got all their different links. soundoffdrumsgames.com, and go take a look at Chesic to see what else they have besides dice. They've got a variety of dice, really nice colored combinations and unique colors, and you might find something that you want. I've got a vice for dice, serious vice for dice. So, but check them out, chesics.com. And as I said, this is just a beautiful map that Marc Von Martial has done. It just gives you that aura of being in a snowy landscape, and the wonderful designed counters look amazing on this map. And I am a fan of the, I guess you call that the NATO symbols for infantry, artillery, cavalry. Actually, they're not using this colored circle, but they're using like a image of an artillery piece, kind of from an overhead view. So I like these type of counters and the imaging done, and the leader counters the way they are with the image of the leader. I prefer that over the generic. So I like to be able to look and see, hey, what did this guy look like? Do we have a, we don't really have a good image of that person, and a lot of times it's just a generic image sometimes, but I haven't come across that so far. But if you don't have this game and you're a Napoleonic Dronard, there's not a lot of Eylau games out there. Okay, and you're limited in quality Eylau games. And this is going to be one of the more easier of the quality ones out there. The La Bataille, that's a difficult system in my opinion. This is much easier to play, a lot quicker, and you don't have a command system. At least not in the regulation rules. The rules that I use, there's no really command system, and there you just get to move whoever you want to move. I mean, you may have to be within range, units within range of a commander, but there's no, where you have to designate what their command is and fatigue points and all of that. So it all comes down to losses and stuff. I like the fatigue factor. So this is a game you need to check out, and this is a game that I highly recommend. For the price, you're getting an outstanding product. There's several scenarios, so you don't have to use scenario that just takes one map, and so that's a lot less space and less counters, and which will go a lot faster. So check them out, and I'll get back after I take care of this issue. It shouldn't be too long, and I'll have this other video up. This one's almost an hour, and let's see, we've got 2 activations so far. We're right in the middle of one. So we got Lestock on the board, or partially on the board, and we set up these cubes to let us know how close he can get, unless the French are pushed back. If they were to be pushed back prior to another activation, of course they could move closer. So, but I'll be back, and we'll see what happens. So check you later. Come back to see the next video. This is Lee with 82 Game of 12.